Invitation to Literature Club. Boris Pasternak. A poet and Nobel Laureate. Boris Pasternak was a Russian poet, novelist, and translator who was born on February 10, 1890, in Moscow, Russia. He is best known for his novel, Dr. Zhivago, which won the Nobel Prize for Literature in 1958. Pasternak was a prolific writer who produced a significant body of work, including poetry, translations, and prose. In this blog post, we will explore the life and work of Boris Pasternak. Early life and education. Boris Pasternak was born to a family of artists and intellectuals. His father, Leonid Pasternak, was a well-known painter, and his mother, Rosa Kaufmann, was a pianist. Boris was the eldest of 3 children and grew up in a cultured environment, where he was exposed to literature, music, and art from a young age. Pasternak began writing poetry in his early teens and published his first collection of poems, Twin in the Clouds, in 1914. He studied philosophy and German literature at the University of Marburg in Germany and later returned to Moscow to continue his studies at the University of Moscow. Literary career. Pasternak's literary career began in the early 1910s when he became associated with the Russian Futurist movement. He published his first collection of poetry, Twin in the Clouds, in 1914, and it was well received by critics. He continued to write poetry throughout his career and published several collections, including My Sister Life, Themes and Variations, and The Second Birth. In addition to his poetry, Pasternak was also a prolific translator. He translated works by Shakespeare, Goethe, and Rilke into Russian and was known for his ability to capture the essence of the original works in his translations. Pasternak's most famous work, Dr. Zhivago, was published in 1957. The novel tells the story of Yuri Zhivago, a physician and poet who is caught up in the turmoil of the Russian Revolution. The novel was banned in the Soviet Union, but it was widely read and admired in the West. In 1958, Pasternak was awarded the Nobel Prize for Literature, but he was forced to decline the award due to pressure from the Soviet government. Political views. Pasternak's political views were complex and contradictory. He was a lifelong pacifist who opposed the Soviet regime and criticized the Stalinist purges. However, he also believed in the importance of the Russian people and their culture, and he was reluctant to criticize the Soviet government openly. Pasternak's views on art and literature were also complex. He believed that literature should be free from political ideology and that writers should be able to express their views without fear of censorship. However, he also believed that literature should serve a higher purpose and should contribute to the cultural and spiritual life of the nation. Legacy. Boris Pasternak is remembered as one of the greatest poets and writers of the 20th century. His poetry is known for its lyrical beauty and emotional depth, and his translations are admired for their fidelity to the original works. Dr. Zhivago is considered a masterpiece of modern literature, and it continues to be read and studied by scholars and readers around the world. Pasternak's legacy also includes his influence on other writers and artists. His work inspired a generation of Russian poets and writers, including Anna Akhmatova and Joseph Brodsky. His influence can also be seen in the works of European and American writers, such as W. H. Auden and Robert Frost. Conclusion. Boris Pasternak was a poet, novelist, and translator who left an indelible mark on the world of literature. His works are known for their lyrical beauty, emotional depth, and intellectual complexity. Pasternak's influence can be seen in the works of writers and artists around the world, and his legacy continues to inspire new generations of readers and writers. Thank you for watching.